Because he was a rhinestone
This is
cowboy.
one of those. This is one of those starts where it's fitting Jody's wearing a cowboy hat because I can't keep the cattle in the pen, and the discussion started before we even got on the show. But here we are.
Hey Jody.
So, what's the hot issue right now? The hot issue is the debate on world champions. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What constitutes a world championship? What is the criteria that you would pick?
You're going to have to go through an absolute war to, and I mean that with like your competitors, right? Like if you got like, oh, this is my opinion, and I know people are going to be like, you're a dick, and I'm okay with it. But if you have two people in your class and it turns into a super match, if you have one person in your class, really? You got three people in your class, you need to have.
Fair to say, though? Is that fair to say, honestly? Because if you pay the money,
Yes.
you do the travel, you go to the event.
Okay, is it fair to say you're a world champion if you don't pull anybody in your class, though?
But you can't control that.
I understand, but how do you define yourself as a world champion if you just showed up and got your medal handed to you?
Well, if you showed up at this will never happen, right? But if you showed up at the Olympic Games
mm-hmm.
and there's no one else there in that particular event and class, you would be the Olympic champion.
Yeah, which I think's stupid.
But you would still technically be the Olympic champion.
Yeah, I know,
but don't sit there and post on social media claiming, "Hey guys, I'm a world title now." There's people who won nationals this year that did that. You know, the U.S. nationals. I'm like, you went uncontested. Stop.
I see this all the time in other sports. Just so you know, I'm not talking about arm wrestling, but I see
it does happen
with friends that compete in other things, where there's a picture of, oh my God, I got a silver medal at this event. Well, there's no picture of the top three because there's only two people in the class. That is a different argument. My question is, what constitutes a world championship? Because you can't say WAF over IFA or vice versa. You can't do that right now because there are classes in both of those tournaments where you could have shown up and been guaranteed a gold medal. Both of them. Granted, one had more than the other, but both of them, and one is going to say one's a world champion, one's not, but both of those events had classes where if you showed up and you entered, you were a gold medalist.
Well, not only that, they both had classes, and this is not knocking either, right? They both had classes where if you showed up, you were guaranteed a medal in general.
Yes. So let me ask you guys this, and everybody in the chat, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Let me ask you this: going back in time, the WWC Wrestling Championship, it was considered a world championship. During that same time, WAF was going on too. Do you consider that a world champion? Because you'll get guys like Alan Fisher claimed a lot of world titles there. Ingen.
Well, there's a lot of guys that claim a lot of world championships that have never actually won a world championship. And by that, I mean when there was only one Worlds, i.e. WAF at the time. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that still go around saying a lot.
If I'm being honest with you, though, and I'm trying to be, there are very few years when you can say there was one world championship.
Yeah.
And I would argue with you.
Well, it's the same for a national championship.
Well, at a world championship, there are very few years where there was one. You can pretty much take from 2007 back and say there was two every single year from 2007 into ancient history. And then there was between 2007 and the inception of IFA.
Yeah.
Now, that's if you're not including I like this comment. That's not including
I don't know. I want to know what the comment was.
It's just this.
Ryan trying to be honest as well.
It's just including if you're not including the UAL and World Arm Wrestling League where they're calling those world championships. That's professional. That should be considered.
Now, when Igor had PAL going, was that considered a world championship too, or was that just a super match for top 8?
No, that was before top 8.
Because when you had top 8's inception, you had like Keter Gali, Prudnik, all those guys. I mean, obviously they were the champion.
Well, let me ask you the question then. What constitutes a world championship? Is it the fact that multiple countries are attending? Is it just a world championship in name?
Well,
I don't even know anymore.
Does it dictate? Does level of competition dictate if you're a world champion or not?
You can't do that because
I know. I'm just saying.
Criteria, half of your WAF champions in any given year can be argued against, as well as IFA, and that's being generous. But there are some classes that are just softer in given years, and that's no slight on the event.
Yeah, it's no slight on
just how it is, because there's so many. How many total classes are there at IFA and WAF?
143 at IFA this year, if my math serves me correctly, and I believe it's 175 or 176 at WAF. That includes disabled. I think, though, I'm pretty sure WAF has – actually, I know WAF has more disabled classes than IFA does.
So there you go. You have –
but IFA has less open classes as well, because I think they do every 10 kilograms, whereas WAF does every 5 kilos up to 110, and it's anything over 110. Whereas I believe IFA is anything over 105.
Yep, 105 and up. 231 and over is considered heavies or whatever.
Let me, so we have this situation where we're giving away over 300 world titles per year. How can we possibly say that there is one true world, unless your name is Levon
or Barbora?
Well, yeah, or Barbora. Yeah, I mean, you can argue all day that she is the top of the female arm wrestling food chain.
I mean, if you watch her at the World Championship this year, she ran through everybody like they were non-existent.
And not only that, she has wins over Gabby. She has the last time they faced off, she beat her.
And she beat Egla super easy last time they pulled. And Egla is ranked currently 3rd in the world. So you have Barbora 1, Gabby 2, Egla 3. Jocelyn beating Sarah Backman put her at 4. Then you have Sarah Backman at 5. Currently is your top 5 females.
So the only truly interesting match would be in a mini bracket. You put Jocelyn versus Gabby, and the winner goes back and goes against Barbora. But we digress, of course.
No. Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see, actually.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that match.
The reason I ask you guys that is because there's all this talk online about people are shitting on you're not a real world champion. I hate that. The people showed up, they paid their bill, they entered the tournament. Multiple countries were in attendance. Multiple top people from those countries were in attendance. They went through the bracket. They won. In my opinion, they're world champion. But I'll take you all the way back based on my criteria of multi-countries showing up and competing. And it being dubbed a world champion with real organizational structure over top of all of these different countries. Focus in now, if you will. The Professional Arm Wrestling Conference World Championships, 2005 to 2007.
Was that the one in Indiana? That
was at the Mohegan Sun.
Yes.
Now, you could argue that these guys are legitimately the best in the world at the time because of who they are.
Yeah.
However, I don't see any representation from anywhere except the United States.
No, if you look there, Roman was there.
Not in this result. He's not. 2005, 0 to 198. John Brzenk, Jacob Abbott, Todd Hutchings. 199 plus, 2 classes. Eric Wiffel, Travis Badgett, Matt Girdner.
Because one of those is on RMTV as we speak right now. If you go up there, so that might be 2007.
The very final. Here we have 2006. Then you have guys like Georgi Goshevsky, Roman. Holy shit, Gobby's got a third place on here. You got Marcio, who at the time, I believe, was he moved to the United States at that time?
I think he was.
Still from Brazil.
Well, I don't know. I know he pulled for Brazil in 2010 at the 2010.
But he has dual citizenship though, so you can't really.
Now he does.
Yeah.
Then we go all the way back to 1998. So there's an argument over superiority. We got one of these events happening in Egypt.
But my question is, can we argue that in 2006 Travis was the best in the world? I don't think so, because you had Andre Pushkar and Devin have that match, and that was clearly the number one spot in the world.
Well, you have an argument with the left arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But Devin also was number one in the world right-handed at that time too. He was one of the first people to ever do it on both arms, because he destroyed everybody on the right as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
But Devin Laird has also never won a world arm wrestling championship ever.
In WAF.
In WAF.
Yeah.
Or any of these tournament-based world championships.
Because some are saying that
WAL.
Some were saying WL was a world championship. Some were saying Igor and the PAL was a world champ. I mean, Michael Todd will sit there and tell you that I'm a world champion. Yet he never won he's won a WWC wrestling championship, right? A world wrestling championship. He finally got his world title back at IFA when they came to Florida that year in 2021. So prior to that, though, never been on a world stage like that. But
he'd been on a world stage.
No, I meant as far as winning it, though.
Oh, okay. I was like super match wise, yeah, he's been on the world stage forever.
Right. But tournament format.
I mean, a lot of the pullers in the last, what would you say, Ryan, 20 years have been, I mean, they're prevalent on the world stage, but in more so of a super match format instead of a tournament format. I mean, the only people you see still in a tournament format that are still doing super match format are like your Alejans, your Georgies will still go to Worlds.
Casimir.
Well, you've seen an evolution of the sport.
Yeah, and Reno Mossick.
An evolution where, you used to see Michael Jordan went to University of North Carolina. Now you got the LeBrons going straight from high school into professional.
Well, I mean, you had, what's his name, do the same thing that played for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
But
Kevin Garnett, yeah.
That's the issue, is you got guys. Okay, so my point in all this is so muddy that all these people that say one Worlds is different or one Worlds is not a world championship, they're full of shit, and most of them are arguing against something that they will never attend. And there's a few reasons for that. Because, well, they got to pay their own way, and it's not as sexy as a super match. And on top of that, drug testing at both of these world championships.
Well, I think a lot of people, I mean, this is just my perspective on it. The bulk, and I'm talking like the 99% of people that are talking shit on IFA, going against IFA or going against WAF, are North Americans. And the reason that is because in North America, I'm talking Canada, Mexico, United States, we don't have the government funding, whereas arm wrestling is a state-sponsored sport. So, yeah, they're going to sit here and shit on one brand or the other. I mean, we can sit here and say, like, one is better than the other. Everybody's got their opinion on it. And when we look at certain things, like especially in certain weight classes, there's no arguing the level of competition at one over the other.
But it's also, I see your point. I certainly see it. But it's a pointless argument.
No,
because people are going to go where they're going to go. And
I don't disagree with you.
Once we make up this, we get to a certain point, yes, is WAF more still the superior world championship? You can't argue against that very strongly. I
said that last night on my show, and Luke asked me that question. I agree with him. You know, it is deeper too. However, I think over time, though, I think, you know, IFA will get stronger and stronger. And he even agreed to it. You know, he said, you know, it's like some of the stuff he was saying I agree with. And, you know, oh, hey, buddy, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey.
Go lay down.
Some of the stuff that Luke was saying I agree with. You know, it was just interesting to see his spin on it. And like I said, I wish Simon would, you know, had hopped on the show. You know, he chose not to. So it's kind of like, well, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do, you know?
So here's the other thing. Let me just bring you guys back a long time. You know, yes, you can argue one superior over the other. You can't say that that will stay that way forever. Now, it certainly does help that one of them is affiliated with the largest professional organization in the world.
The largest two, actually.
Let me take you back to, I'm going to read you out a couple of results, and you tell me who is superior. Yoshi Kanai or Zoloev Kazbek?
Yoshi.
Can you tell me who the best arm wrestler is out of those two? Okay, I'll give you
what was the weight class?
80 kilos.
Yoshi was pulling 80? Was this like in 2001?
Can't give you that context yet. I'll give you another one. 90 kilos. Marcio Barboza or Taras Ivankin?
Taras.
Okay. Now, let me give you, so we got Taras Ivankin, Jan Germanis as second. You had Marcio over Michael Celiaris.
Mike Celiaris, yeah.
Yeah. Those are two world championships compared on the same year, same weight class, side by side, 1998.
Ah, it was close.
So that's the year where you said there was a lot
Thunder
of people,
Bay?
It aged well because that's Thunder Bay back in 1998 when you had the likes of Yoshi Kanai, Bill Sinks, Pascal Gerard, Mike Barrett, Neil Pickup, Barboza, Garth Carlson. You had a ton of like super elite guys.
Can you imagine if Barbosa was 90 kg now?
Oh.
Could you imagine if Taurus was 90 kg now?
That'd be awesome.
But you take like I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one all day long because we could see a shift at any time, but we don't know.
Yeah,
I think people need to put a pin in this whole thing about calling somebody a world champion or not.
It's like herping, right? You keep flipping things over, you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if this makes things clearer or muddier.
This is healthy discussion and conversation. My whole goal from last night when I had Luke Polstra on was to have a starting point. Why do you think we're bashing each other? And it's gotten to a point where athletes are picking a side. And
I'll tell you why. Because it's a defensive tactic on your own brand. But the problem is, or it's jealousy, because some of these people that are saying lots of nasty shit about the IFA winners are never going there anyway. Or they're not going to WAF either. So I don't know why saying nasty shit for the sake of saying it.
Like I said, I feel 99% of people that are talking shit on IFA and WAF, none of them will ever see either world championship, regardless. They're just there to say shit to try to stir shit up.
Yeah.
I'll chime in.
It's a weird argument. Let's hear it, Tim.
I'll chime in. Very mildly chime in. I've been to WAF Worlds. I've been to IFA events, not Worlds. But, and I don't want to get into who's better or any of that stuff. But I will say, as far as watching a team, IFA blows WAF out of the water for Team USA, as in the aspect of cheering somebody on. Now, I'll just go ahead and say it. When I was at WAF, my team captain of Team USA walked up to me on my right-handed senior day and said, I'm going to go shopping with my wife because you don't stand a chance to get one win. So
What the fuck was that?
I went and took 10th in the hardest class of the weekend.
But that's a whole different thing.
So I'm just going to, my chime in on my 2 cents is the Team USA camaraderie is much stronger and supported than the WAF Team USA, which is very sad, in my opinion.
I'm saying this. The Swedish ladies are louder than every team at every Worlds combined.
That's my 2 cents on WAF and IFA.
Agreed with that, Nathan. Agreed.
That's my 2 cents.
That's messed up, Tim. Your captain is saying, I'm going. First of all, if you're the captain, shouldn't you be there throughout the duration of that?
Yeah, we couldn't even protest because I had nobody to do that for me.
It's an interesting argument because it seems like for North Americans, the spirit of IFA is more desirable. And that shows in the fact that the events within North America seem to be more well attended on the IFA brand.
And did you see that flyer I sent you yesterday, Ryan? So you do know that it goes more and more because now the North America Championships, I mean, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but you got the one next year in March in Las Vegas, put on by IFA, and then a WAF version of the North America Championships put on by Simon in Costa Rica.
Yep.
Well, I believe
Costa Rica is not North American. Let's get that straight.
Well, it actually is.
It is.
There is no such continent as Central America.
No, there isn't.
It's North America and South America.
Yep.
So until you get to the tip of Central America, it's considered North America.
Really? Well, maybe maybe I'm not that great in geography, but
yeah, it's still considered one of the Americans. Yeah.
So be it. But here's another question. It goes back to that rec league, right? So if IFA is such a rec league, are you bringing the best of the best at the North America Championships in Costa Rica?
Well, that rec league comment is just a dumb comment. I mean,
no, that still pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I had thoughts about the WAF North Americans for years because it was in Mexico. It was in central Mexico where it was an undesirable place to visit. It wasn't heavily attended, and I thought of being critical of it at certain times. But I thought that's disrespectful to the people that paid the money, went down there and won their North American Championship. And arguably, a lot of them could have won the North Americans anyway.
Isn't it only down there because those people can't get here or to Canada?
Yeah.
Mexicans?
No, it's the Costa Ricans and stuff. It's a little more
because of visas and stuff.
But I look at the last year's results. I didn't I'm just going off memory here now, but I didn't see a ton of it was Canada, USA, and Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see a ton of Central American.
Well, Canada had to go to Worlds.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the same.
They had a strong presence. Speaking for myself, because I'm a WAF guy, and why I did not go.
What does that say?
What?
What does that say?
That's North American Arm Wrestling Championship.
Hey, Jody. Hey, Brian, your dryer's done.
That's an acceptable.
I didn't go last year because I didn't have enough time to plan for it. I didn't know about it until a month beforehand.
Yeah,
my washing machine song is longer than they play the national anthem at any World Championship.
That's factual. I'm looking to go to Costa Rica to compete this year and stuff, but it's all about scheduling. If my schedule works out, I will be attending, but I will be attending USAF Nationals to try to qualify for Bulgaria.
Yeah, at least
do we know where that's at?
Costa Rica is a cool place to go.
It hasn't been put out yet, but I definitely will be with. I believe WAF Worlds got moved up to September this year, coming up next year. So, I'm assuming it'll be in the first 2 or 3 months, maybe 4 months of the year. But yeah, I'm going to try to go. And everybody's like, everybody wants. I mean, people can say what they want, but like I have a lot of European friends and stuff like that, and like for me, I mean, I want to go to WAF and compete, and I get to see a lot of the people that I don't get to see as frequent, right? So
let me ask you a question. Can you do us a favor, and not so much us, but like if you're gonna go there, it'd be nice to like put the flyer and promote it, because that's one of the problems with USA nationals that go to WAF Unified. They remind me of King of Table. They really don't promote much, and it's kind of hard if somebody wants to go, because for years and years and years, and I know this for a fact because I'm good friends with somebody who was involved in that, and they told me that a lot more often times than not, it was just a group chat. How the fuck you supposed to go to nationals and qualify if it's just a group chat? And then like weeks before, then you start posting a flyer. And it goes back to what Tim says. That's not Team USA camaraderie when you do that kind of shit.
well,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, like I've tried to explain this many times because again, being a WAF guy, and I really wanted to go back this year. It just didn't work out. But I'm hoping, I'm still talking with Simon. I'm hoping some things can change and we can have some better communication, some more things as Team USA, and that's the reason why I haven't been back in 2 years, is because there hasn't really been a team aspect for me. And if anybody knows me, it's about hanging out with my friends. We arm wrestle for fun afterwards. Like, I don't go just to arm wrestle. I go to hang out with my friends and see friends and do this and have trips together and all that. And then arm wrestling is a bonus.
And go to Double Juice.
When arm wrestling doesn't become, I won't say not like fun, but it's like more stressful and not as fun, and you only have a couple people there part of Team USA, because nobody really goes to it anymore. I'm trying to figure out why and how we could help that out and grow it, but it seems like it's not growing the right way.
Well, I'll ask you one question, Tim, and you can. I don't expect you'll have an answer for me, but maybe you can find one if you're lucky, because I've never been able to answer this question. How does your executive of your WAF representatives in the United States get elected?
No idea.
I've asked that question numerous times. I asked Simon that question. Couldn't tell me.
I know it's been asked. I know personally a person that would like to be on a board and help things grow the right way, because they want to go every year to WAF. And so what better way to build up Team USA, right? So there is a couple people that I know that would love to go to WAF every year, but don't, because of these things that need to be fixed and to move forward, because at that point, it's really not a team. I mean, it is, but it's not. I haven't seen anything otherwise to change my mind yet. But I know that if we can find out, it would be great.
That's why I also think you're going to see, this is a bold prediction on my part, but I kind of saw it this year. You're going to see a lot of the guys, the veterans from Canada, a lot of them going to IFA, like the Masters, Grandmasters guys, probably because it feels a whole lot more like WAF used to, with that team feel to it. And
I saw Mike Gould. Mike Gould won 2 golds this year there.
So did Earl Wilson.
Yep.
Like, you got those guys that are like been around forever, and they're going, and their kids are going with them. Like Sarah's gone over there and won a world title. You're seeing all these people go there because it probably reminds them a little bit about how WAF used to be. Like, I've been going to WAF since 2001, and there's been some big changes. 2018 in Turkey was good, but I mean,
well, I think part of it too, Ryan. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from my perspective, a lot of people didn't go to WAF this year for Team Canada because they didn't want to travel to South America to qualify as well.
Well,
they
that's
didn't feel
part of it.
I feel they thought it was pretty stupid to have to travel to another country to qualify to pull for their country.
That's still
but look at last
to me.
Like you haven't had a big team going to WAF. And in my opinion, like we run in Canada one national championship every year. That may change, but right now we have the CAWF and we are nonpartisan. As much as people will say we are not. We do not qualify anyone for anything. The Nationals is the end of the road. And it is still either the first or second largest tournament in Canada every single year.
Yeah, it's that in the Ottawa Open.
What does that tell you about how important a national title and not necessarily going on to the Worlds is to people?
It
Well,
means a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
Luke put it perfect last night, and I've been saying this for forever, and you guys can back me up on it. Is like we have too many nationals in North America, in the United States, not North America. Like it seems like every year there's another national popping up, and like there was a time, like Luke said, that there was only one nationals. It's because a promoter got together and got with other people, and they had a national. And I feel like the United States in general would benefit from that, and not having.
It can happen again.
No, I know.
It's going to take a lot of money to make sure each promoter is on board. And the only way that each major promoter, from the Northeast to the Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, the middle, it has to come from money. You have to pay that promoter to come out and pay their promotion to come and run it underneath one umbrella of like 6 promoters, and it's going to take a lot of money to do it, or nobody.
Well, I think. Well, like Luke said is
in
like
North America, in America, people don't have pride in national titles; they have pride in winning money. They would rather win money than win a national title.
I don't disagree with you, but like my thing is like when you have the USAA nationals, the PAL nationals, the PAL amateur national, USAF nationals, like Luke said, you can remove the national,
New Way nationals, UAL nationals, TAL nationals, your mom's nationals, your sister's nationals, your cousin's
like Luke
nationals.
said. Yeah, Luke said it best, and like I said the same thing. If you remove the national part from the IFA nationals or the USAF nationals, and just make them a world qualifier, right? And then find a promoter and have people not be greedy, essentially, which is there's your downfall right there, especially United States with promoters, with a lot of promoters, I should say. We could essentially have a nationals, but like you said, Tim, it's going to take people coming together, which promoters, which I don't foresee happening.
It's close, but I mean, I can tell you, I've reached out to at least 4, and when you start the conversations, it's like, okay, but we should have it in my area because of my sponsors and this and that. It's always mine. It's not a team thing.
Yeah.
It's not like find a central location and run it there. Where's the best venue, the best airport, the best hotels? Whether you're a promoter in Texas, New York, Arizona, California, New Mexico, wherever, come together in a central place. But then they're like, well, I already have my schedule for the year, and I run my own nationals.
That's
people
weird,
only care about themselves and not the actual pollers.
And that is, you see this right here?
The complexity to qualify is part of the reason why Auden isn't going to WAF.
Now, that's okay. Let's just take Auden out of it. But the complexity to qualify for Canadians, it didn't have to be that way. They could have cherry-picked from the nationals that were already in existence, or they could have just built a team. It's the leadership of that group that's putting it together that is forcing people to go down to, because they're not being dictated to WAF. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
Because Canada tried to rejoin WAF, and it was the leadership within North America that prevented that, not WAF. So a lot of these problems, they're not even like, I don't even know what the hell I would do if I was living in the United States. But you guys got a major issue because you've got people that won't. A lot of it is they won't let go of their little piece of power, or their little bit. Like, quite frankly, it's probably an ego thing too. Like, just stop calling your event nationals.
Oh yeah, it's not coming from one side or the other. It's coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Tim was saying. If we can get promoters to put down their swords and say, "Look, this thing, this national or world thing is bigger than us. And I was telling this to Luke last night on the show. I said, this thing is bigger than us. We need to figure out if it means that much to y'all, put your egos aside for this one common goal. And that's to create an awesome Team USA to go compete on an international level and whip their ass and come back with gold. End of. And then
No, not even that. I mean, having a national, like the way Canada does it, I love. Like you have your provincials. Winning up, going to provincials qualifies you for nationals. Like you have to qualify for a nationals. You can't just go.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean that makes to me that makes a national title, especially in a country, a lot more prestigious, in my opinion.
that's like the Arnold. You can't just show up at the Arnold. You gotta qualify in order to go to the Arnold. So, again, when you have to qualify for something, to me, it means a lot more. I mean, I could be wrong, but, that's just how I feel.
I'll tell you what, though, like, even with running Arizona and Washington state championships every year, one of the funnest tournaments I've ever been to was last year when I got offered to ref provincials for BC. And that was a lot of fun. And you can tell, like, how bad they want it, right? And you don't, like, you want it here, but it's like it ends for us at Washington State or Arizona, right? There's not another level to go to unless, because everybody can go to it. But like you were saying, it's different. The intensity is way different.
Well, it's kind of like, it's kind of like Eric just put out a thing too. I don't know if you guys saw it, that nobody from the United States has ever taken home a gold buffalo, a gold bison at the Ottawa Open. And I was like,
that's a good challenge.
I'm like, all right.
I thought that was just for Canadians anyway.
Nope. No, it's not.
I didn't know that.
Wide open tournament.
Anybody can attend.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, Eric, I cannot come this year because of stuff, but next year I will be at the Ottawa Open, and I will be trying to get one of those damn gold bisons.
Well, maybe your country will have one.
November 16th.
Maybe your country will have one already by the time you go, and then it won't be a special.
It'd be special to me. I want one of those damn bisons.
We can't even call a tournament, like, even if we unified somebody, so many organizations that come up with so many names nowadays. Every name's already taken they've already happened. I mean, there's literally so many promoters that have so many different names now. You can't just have a United States Open. It's already been happening. You can't have a United States National. You can't have a USA National. You can't have a American National. I mean, every name's already been taken because everybody wants to use a name to draw money for one tournament and then never have it again.
Right.
There's the other issue too of, like,
I missed the U.S. Open, by the way.
a lot of these WAF guys will argue arguing about IFA this, IFA that. Part of the reason the only reason IFA even exists is because they didn't like things that were going on. And the reason they thrive is because WAF doubles down and starts doing this stuff. Like, what is Joey Costello going to do now when he has that massive Team Canada that has now attended IFA? Do those people, like, if he has integrity, all those people will go on to the non-good standing lists? Or does he pretend not to see it and put the blinders on because the WAF worlds are coming up in Canada?
And what is that? Is that 2028?
27?
7,
I believe, if they stick to their guns.
It is, I will tell you, it is in 28. Or, I mean, excuse me, it's in 26 because I'll be 40 in 27 and I won't be 40 when it's in there.
I thought it was 27.
26.
No, 26.
So it's Bulgaria. Well, next year's Bulgaria.
Then it's Canada.
Well, and then we have, I don't know where.
I just know that I won't be in Masters class by then. So.
Well, here's my thing. In 26, I'll be a Grandmaster for the first time.
You gonna go pull Grandmasters?
I'm gonna pull Grandmasters, yeah.
I'll be a Grandmaster.
Both arms?
Both arms in the Grandmasters, you know it.
Okay.
Now.
You gonna do open left?
Maybe.
Wrong answer.
Do Grand, Masters, and Open.
Yeah, well, you can. You can do a Masters class or Grandmasters class and Open class. I think you should do it. Pull the Open.
50, Jay. 50 is the age.
Wow.
If you don't pull the open, because I'll be at that one too. If you don't pull open that year, I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
Well, we have, but it might not be at WAF. I mean,
I'll still kick you in the nuts.
2026 Worlds for IFA are in my favorite place on earth.
Wait, say it again.
2026 Worlds.
IFA
will
be where?
Japan.
I'll still kick you in the nuts if you don't pull open left.
Is that? Do you know that for sure? Or is that just talk?
I have it on pretty good authority that that's where it is in 26. 2025 is between two places right now that
I heard Poland's one of them.
Well, yeah, but they're waiting on an answer from another place right now. So
let me guess, Poland or Sweden?
I cannot confirm or deny.
I bet I could.
I did get it.
Maybe
when the show goes off.
If Dan Plexman, who was there, says it in the chat, there it is. Azerbaijan.
I don't want to go there.
My personal opinion, I don't think WAF's going to have it in Canada in 26. I think it'll get vetoed out and go somewhere else.
That is also my opinion, Tim, but I'm not gonna beat that drum too loudly because I think that's what they're hanging on to, and they'll get called a hater when I say that I don't think the Worlds are coming here.
I hope it does.
I do.
I hope it does too, but I don't see how it can with the amount of pullers that still won't go.
Well, a lot of them will go, maybe as spectators. I mean, Ottawa is the city they talk about, and they had the Worlds there in Ottawa back in 2003.
So would you have it in? What's a bigger place? Is Ontario bigger than Ottawa?
Ottawa is in Ontario.
Sorry, I meant like Toronto.
Toronto's
probably more accessible.
Ottawa is the capital of the country.
Yeah. I just figure airport, flights and everything. The bigger airport would be Toronto. Yes.
Yeah, they're similar. They're
very similar. Yeah.
Hey, let's face it. Ottawa is a great place for armor.
But for money-wise, for international people, Toronto's the cheapest place in Canada to go, along with BC.
Yeah, I know for me to fly to Toronto from here is like $400 round trip. So
you know what might be cheaper? Flying to Winnipeg.
That's a long drive. The hell with that.
Too soon.
Tim, I'm
never going back to that damn place again.
We're at the 1-year anniversary of that, Tim.
I know. I got a notification. I got pissed off.
I got Drake Ward reminding me that today.
Oh, Ryan, look, I got a new coin flip coin.
That is called a toonie.
A toonie. Look, I got a loony too.
Yeah. And there's a new one with King Charles on it, and I forget what they were calling it.
No.
Chuck Bucks.
No, I'm good with that. I'm good with the toonie.
Chuck Bucks.
No, that sounds terrible. The toonie sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys.
Isn't there something coming up this weekend?
Americans with your
yes, it's the Olympia by UAL in Las Vegas. We got matches coming up. Should we get into them?
We got to get into them because I gotta. Yeah.
Shut up, Tim.
Hey, it's my birthday.
Tim? Oh well, then you're not gonna remember the whole friggin' weekend, then.
Nope. Well, I hope I remember when I'm reffing.
So here we go, Nathan. Just for you, out the gate, the Olympia. This weekend in Las Vegas, Heidi Cordner, Sarah Bachman.
Sarah wins.
I don't know.
Sarah wins.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm taking Heidi. No,
Sarah wins.
Okay.
Hold on, let me write this shit down. Let me find a piece of paper. I got one. We're good. Jody, who you taking?
Bachman.
Tim, are you? Oh, you're reffing. You can't vote.
I'm reffing. I'm just gonna say, it's gonna be a banger of a match.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
I'll take Heidi just for argument's sake. Might be falling on my sword, but it is what it is.
Then we got Ricardo Perón and Jordan Seal.
Still,
Jordan. Yep.
I think we all can agree with that.
only because I've never heard of Ricardo. Maybe he's awesome.
We got a fatal four-way between Oleg Kasatkin, Leroy Walker, the Tank, Jeremy Pacuncio, and the slap-fighting guy, Casey Matthews.
It's
What?
Leroy.
Okay. This whole
It's
thing,
not Leroy.
that whole damn fatal four-way makes absolutely zero sense, and I don't have an opinion on it.
Tank's winning.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Nathan. Let us know. What the hell? What's going on?
Well, you have a bunch of people that are arm wrestlers in it.
Tank's an arm wrestler.
That's the only one.
Leroy is a.
Oleg is.
Casey's pretty fucking good, and so is Leroy.
Hey, it's Leroy.
Well,
But here's the caveat, though. If Leroy is in the fatal four-way, he also has a match one-on-one with Brandon Allen.
And interestingly, I have an opinion about this match on what the winner should do.
Oh,
that
please.
should be the guy that debuts against Brian Shaw.
I thought it was going to be Eddie Hall.
Eddie Hall's, it's already been announced. Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw,
Yeah.
King of the
Yeah.
Table.
Okay, I stick to my thing. Brandon Allen versus Leroy. The winner should be the guy that debuts against Brian Shaw. Eddie
Neither
Hall's
one.
got
I mean,
no business jumping in there.
Eddie had an arm wrestling match at Britain's Strongest Man. He got beat, but
Against who?
from another strong man that transitioned to arm wrestling.
Hey, I mean, just putting eyes on the sport, yeah.
Hey, what happened? Weren't they going to do Brian Shaw versus Daniel Prokopchuk?
Yeah, that was. I think they got shot down quick because I actually heard about that, and then all of a sudden I didn't hear about it no more.
I mean, did they really want to do Brian that dirty?
We don't learn anything about Brian Shaw by him facing Eddie Hall. At least we have some gauge if he goes against Leroy or Brandon Allen.
Okay, let's do the Brandon Allen Leroy match. I'm taking Brandon Allen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go when you have all these athletes from different sports background come to our sport because they're strong. You don't expect them just to kind of win out the gate because we thought
Brandon Allen's not a terrible arm wrestler.
No, I'm just saying though, in comparison to Leroy though,
He's a way better arm wrestler than Leroy.
Leroy has pulled that knuckles up.
Yeah, and he got beat.
Yeah, but he still had a match with Will Blazeski.
well, so did fucking at Wall, so did what's his face.
I watched a 150-pound dude out when Leroy was out here take Leroy's hand like he was a child.
It's all about
Like,
the angles, man.
No, it didn't matter the angle. He took that damn hand every time.
Camera angles. His hand was still there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Yeah, I was standing there watching it. Ain't no damn camera angle. You better stop it.
You know who I think's gonna win?
Who?
All the ladies in swimsuits passing out samples.
You're going to take all of them.
They win.
What are they going to win, Tim?
Jody, who wins between Allen and Leroy?
I think Allen's going to go King's move and drain out Leroy's power.
Okay. I don't care about the four-way.
It's Tank. Tank's going to win the four-way.
Well, that's you can have that opinion. I don't give a shit about that one.
Okay.
Although it wouldn't shock me if Oleg came out of that.
He could, yeah.
Is that all the
I'm
matches?
going with Oleg.
So
I'll
there's
take
only
Oleg,
four.
too.
There's three super matches and a four-way. That's it.
Yeah, there was the Sarah match, the Leroy Brandon Allen match, the four-way, and then the Jordan Seal Ricardo match.
Nathan, why is that?
Don't start me, David Jansen.
Ooh. There's a follow-up question in there.
Snickers.
I knew.
He's acting like Betty White.
Hungry? Why wait? Grab a Snickers.
Yeah.
So
Did you
can we
know?
talk about the match that Tim made on social media
Thought he made 2. No, he
Can we
made 1,
discuss
right?
that or no?
Let's talk about it.
There's only one out right now. There'll be another one out this weekend.
But it's left and
right.
right.
Event will be out this weekend.
Okay. But isn't that one you announced left and right-handed?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And who's that? You guys gonna keep
Bogdan
in suspense?
Stoica and Arson.
Yeah.
Arson took second at the round robin, and first place Shark declined because he has a match somewhere else a week later.
Didn't Bogdan just lose to the guy from Latvia?
No.
I thought he did.
Bogdan's won his last 18 super matches.
I thought he just pulled let me see. I thought they were pulling an event Bogdan did against what's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I thought he won. I haven't heard otherwise.
Jay
I
Quinn
thought
wants
he
to
won.
know what guy from Latvia.
Vlad.
I will tell you, there is someone from Latvia coming, and it'll be announced this weekend.
And Nathan doesn't know about it?
I know, what the fuck?
He said he
I
lost to
will
Vlad the Destroyer. Marco GT5 said that.
Yeah, he lost to, that's what I said. He lost to Vlad.
Yeah, Vlad's dad is the one that almost got in the had to get thrown out the window by Camille when I was at
What?
when I
Wait,
was in
what
the
happened?
when I was in the UK.
What happened?
That's a long story, man.
Oh,
Well, I will tell you some confirmed people that will be there, 100% confirmed, and that is Jody, Uncle John, Coach Ray. and
What date is
Cobra
that?
Rhodes,
What date is that, Tim?
December
same
7th.
day as yours.
Yeah, you guys trying to hurt my tournament.
Well, I knew Ray was coming.
Well, okay. So again, Tim said myself, Coach Ray. Who'd you say?
Uncle John and Cobra Rhodes.
And who else?
Uncle John. There's two more that are waiting to be confirmed.
Gotcha.
Uncle John coming to pull.
Trying.
Better place top 3. So we
But
can go on.
that match
I'm trying to set
between
up a
Bogdan
match with him right now, but the people he doesn't want the match.
Doesn't
that
Uncle John
match,
just want to qualify for the Arnolds?
That's a qualifier. Yes.
Yeah, top 3.
So
Yeah,
wait,
but
who doesn't want the match? Say it again, Tim. Who doesn't want what now?
Well, so Uncle John wanted Robbie Topi, but Robbie now has to have surgery.
That's unfortunate.
So
Get Brito. Have him pull Brito.
Rita declined.
Okay. Never mind.
Man,
There is a guy that I want him to pull, but I know he's not ranked high enough for him to want to pull him because he wants to pull someone higher than him. And
Oh,
that's
God.
Jack who just won IFA Worlds.
Yep.
I think that'd be a
Left-handed.
bigger match.
Left-handed, by the way. Left-handed, by the way.
But the Arson Bogdan match is intriguing. To me, it's like, can Arson stop Bogdan from pressing?
All matches will be Friday night after weigh-ins.
There you
You know
go.
what I mean?
All right.
I mean,
Man.
you have a top roller versus a presser. It's like, can Bogdan stop that? Can Arson stop that press?
Man, forget all that. December 7th in Winnipeg is where it's at.
Who's your co-host for that, Billy Burke?
No.
That's what I heard.
Billy should be pulling. He's ranked
It's
number 1.
Joe. It's Jose Morneau.
Won't be Jose either, but maybe she'll pull. Maybe.
Are you sure it's not Billy?
I'm a one-man show. I got Dave Knox coming into ref, even though you guys thought I was going to murder him at the Global Elite event.
I thought you were going to choke his little ass out.
Do you have is Ward Drake reffing too?
Ward is going to come ref. We got Terry Debates.
Ward needs to stop being so hard on the Beaver.
What?
You don't know that reference? Never mind. That went over Ryan's head. Tim got it.
Referees. Who we got? Bill and Pat from St. Louis.
Never
I
heard of
got John Bellick and Harold Ryden. And I got
You got Scott Wynn.
Anthony Delantonio and Dave Hicks.
There you
And
go.
it. Wow, those are
Nathan's in the house.
yeah.
Nathan will be a ref too.
Dale and
Huh?
Anthony are top notch.
You gonna
What'd
be
you
in the
say?
house, Nathan? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have my shirt right here.
Nobody
There you
ever
go.
calls me to ref.
It's
Nobody's
got my
been
name on
calling
it and
me.
everything.
Master ref. Nobody calls me.
You're going to be reffing that day, aren't you?
So
Well, I got to
I'm probably
qualify for
gonna
the
have
Arnold too.
I'm probably gonna have Corey Miller be a referee since now he's a master international referee.
Yep. Congratulations.
I'm not, so I guess he should be the referee over me.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna
Hey,
do brackets.
You and Kayla going to do brackets?
I'm doing commentary.
I got
we do
Ryan
have
Herring
another special guest. Another
commentary.
special guest that confirmed that they will be in the house, and that's none other than Gary Roberts.
Oh, you gotta have Gary. He fucking lives in Oregon. What the hell?
Yeah.
You gotta have him.
Yeah. After this
Holy
weekend,
shit.
we'll announce a couple more special guests that are coming. We're gonna have a Legends dinner on Saturday night, and it's gonna be filmed at my Airbnb with them sitting around a table talking about the past and the current and all the above.
Well,
That's what's up.
That's scary.
yeah.
Do you see? So look, here's the thing.
But that's what everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see these legends just talking about how it was before, how it is currently, all this. And I'm going to put them all around the table. There's probably going to be like 8 to 10 of them. And it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, so one sec before that. So there is a cool event happening in East Texas this weekend too. It's a event Rick Parlett puts on every year. It's called Pulling for Special Kids.
Yes.
All proceeds from this event go to helping support the Special Olympics in East Texas. So if anybody is watching this from Texas, wants to attend the event, it's a great cause. Helps a lot of great kids. So make sure you come out and attend this event.
I should also plug the event that I bowed out of this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to throw it out there. Kane still got the Fit to Fight event happening in Saskatoon. So make sure you check that event out. I apologize to my opponent. To make it right, I offered to cover his Saturday night in the hotel if he comes out to my event December 7th. So
That's cool.
It's a win-win. It's a
throw it out
win-win.
there to him. So hopefully Dustin Houghton come on out, pull December 7th. It sounds like the event's going to be heavily attended.
There you go.
I'm from Saskatchewan, eh?
And let me ask you a question. For you, you three have put down qualifiers, correct, for the Arnold? Yes, all three of you?
I haven't put it on yet, but it's coming.
The Texas State one November 16th is also an Arnold qualifier.
The qualifier. Now let me ask you
Only
this.
qualifier in Canada.
Yes.
Only qualifier in Canada. Only qualifier in Texas.
And
Wait a second.
Is it still top three, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Left and right.
Now the other thing,
And-
I will no longer be going to the Arnolds this year.
What?
I took a match at East vs. West Challenger Series in the
Oh,
Philippines.
yeah, in the Philippines. That's right.
is that the same weekend as the Arnolds?
No, it's the weekend before, but
The
there's
Philippines. Jeez.
no way. I mean,
Sim, are you coming out to East vs. West Challenger Series in November?
no.
Well, I got to tell you guys something. There's a chance that I don't actually pull the Arnold's tournament because they're also doing super matches at that event.
Yes, they are.
So there is a chance that I'm not doing the tournament, but it's always been a goal of mine to win that tournament. So I don't know.
Well,
I just got to my office, guys. I gotta go.
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
There's an
buddy,
extra
there it
weight.
is.
There you go.
There is an extra
I'll be
weight
ready.
class this year at the Arnold's too, right? The 275.
Yep.
Yeah. So
There's 275. See you, Tim.
275.
Talk soon.
Ryan,
If
Ryan,
you
you can
guys
make
want to
two.
see if you guys want to see the behind the scenes this weekend, check out the Arm Sports Entertainment YouTube and my Facebook channel. We're going to go live a bunch this weekend, so check it out.
Go get it.
I'll share it, Tim.
Cool.
Ryan, you can make 275.
I guess I could. It's 100 pounds away.
Ooh,
You really 375?
you're bigger now than when you pulled Robbie.
Yeah. I mean business these days, gents.
I'm returning to 80 kilo this weekend, and
Now,
then staying at 80 so I can start my cut for 75 kilos.
there's one little hiccup there because, you know, we were talking about North Americans earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that Hancock went and booked his North Americans on a date. He thought nothing was going on. But did you see the date?
What? No, is it the same day as Arnold's?
It's either the same weekend or very, very close.
Hancock did on what? I didn't see him post.
Are you talking about the North America in March 8th?
Okay, it's a week later.
Yeah.
But that potentially will, impact his event.
What is hold on. What is going on?
It's the North America Championships in Las Vegas, March 8th.
Oh, the IFA one. Yeah, sorry. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Hancock actually invited me to his event. I would
But
like to go.
but that event has been booked longer than the return to Arnold's has, to be fair.
Right.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because the Arnold's, no matter what, is always the first weekend in March, no matter what. It's just now the arm wrestling is coming back.
We didn't know there was arm wrestling until after he booked it.
Exactly. Right. So in reality, Sean wasn't stepping on anybody's toes at that time. So, I mean, you can't really fault the guy for booking something, almost a year in advance.
But it shouldn't. You want to know why? There is a loophole because, number one, Sean's event you can just show up to. The Arnold you have to qualify for. There's a difference. Therefore, if you don't qualify for whatever reason, by all means, pack your bags and go to Vegas.
Now, you mentioned an extra weight class.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the Knuckles Up guys have no control over the weekend of the Arnolds at all. So the extra weight class, did you see that there's also an extra weight class at the North Americans? We've got 118 kilo.
Yeah, 260.
260.
Yeah, he's been doing that at all of his events as of late for the past year plus.
That's an interesting class.
Yeah.
That's a lot of classes. That is a lot of classes for North Americans.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, and since we're on that subject, I know you got to go, Ryan, but when you have a lot of classes, does that water down the participants?
I think yes and no, right? I'm a fan of the every 5 kilograms. Like, I personally love the every 5 kilo, right? I feel it gives room for different people that, I don't want to pull 220, so I'm going to pull the 241 or 231 or, this, that, and the other. I think it's better. I think that every 5 kilo is better for the lighter weight guys, in my opinion. Having the 260 class, having the 275 class is significantly better for the bigger guys. So I'm a fan of it in that aspect. I like the every 5 kilos. For me, I don't really like the 78 kilo class. I don't like making like 172. I'd rather either make 167 or go to 170.
That's just an odd weight.
Yeah. I don't like 78. I mean, I can make it really comfortable. Yeah. I just personally like the 75 and the 80. So, because if you look at every tournament in North America or in the United, we can use North American example. There's only 2 or 3 tournaments that have a 78 kilo class. Everything else is your 70 kilo, 80 kilo, 90, 100, so on and so forth. So,
John, nobody bashed anybody, just to be clear here.
Not that I heard.
In fact, I suggested he come and pull because he just got the #1 ranking in that Southeast Smashers. So, chill out. Anyway,
why would you say, man? Did I miss something?
About Gabi?
No. Oh. We'll even go there. I'll tell you guys after when we're off the air.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Never mind. You don't even got to say it. We must not understand the inside joke. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. It's let's put a wrap on this one.
Yes.
And
Bow
we
on it.
shall.
I'm going to have Bill Collins on my show today at 2:00. By the way,
That's
thought I'd throw it out there.
Before the UAL thing this weekend.
We're going to talk about the UAL, and then as a bonus, we're going to talk about what exactly happened in 2015.
You should ask Bill Collins why he thinks Nathan is so against. Oh shit, he means in the chat. Sorry, John.
What?
Oh, okay. I was like, going.
I wasn't paying attention to that, John.
What am I? Hold on. What am I so against?
The 4-way at the Olympia.
Ah, piss off.
Yeah, ask him why. Ask him why Nathan is so against the 4-way.
Is there like a joke with that or what?
I don't know.
Nah.
He seems very against it though.
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's pointless in my
He's
opinion.
very anti.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Pointless. I understand
but
why they're doing it, but
I
it's
would
still
love one of them belts
pointless.
though. Like Mr. Espy has it in the background. You want a belt and you get to keep it. There it is. Yeah.
I want a bison.
I want a golden gorilla.
Go to Michigan State.
I might. When is Michigan State?
It's always in the spring, isn't it?
It's AAA rules, and I'm gonna foul out every damn match. But
I love AAA rules.
I'm gonna foul out.
Well,
What
you
exactly
got
is
trouble
AAA
down
rule?
there.
AAA rules, like if you ever intentionally slip, it's a loss of match. If they deem an intentional slip, if your opponent's loading, and like for me, I no load, which is I'm fucked already now because I don't load. So and AAA rules, you have to match your opponent's load. And I'm like, no, why can't he match mine?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like it. No.
We don't do that stuff in the Pacific Northwest. We don't do that stuff. So.
I can't. When I'm pulling a guy, if he's loaded too much, I mean, I'm just not strong enough to hold it. I gotta.
Yeah.
He's gotta relax.
I'm one of those weird people that doesn't load. You know what I mean? Nobody likes.
Everybody
hates it.
He's got to hold.
I know.
Match
Hey,
the lack of pressure that I'm given.
I like to slip. I like to get to the strap, and I no load. I'm screwed. I'm fouling out.
Yeah, you just say I'm Nathan. You just got to say, Mr. Referee, which I always say, Mr. Referee, I'm just not strong.
No, don't you say that. You did not say that. You're Superman. You didn't say not anything about Mr. Referee. You look like you're about to eat him, and don't you give me
Dave
that.
Knox?
Yes.
You message Dave Knox and you say, what does Ryan always call you guys at the table?
I understand that, but I'm
he
saying
will say,
you did not.
Even when I'm mad at him, I say, Mr. Referee.
You did not look at him and say, Mr. Referee. You looked at him like I'm about to eat you. Well,
that's him right now.
You look like you're about to eat his children.
You call Dave Knox and you ask him. He'll tell you. Yeah. He always says Mr. Referee. Sometimes he says it with some venom in his voice, but he always
there was definitely some venom that day.
Well, that's because he was looking for seeing a knuckle that wasn't there, and
you know that's brings me to a point. People think you have to be able to see the whole damn knuckle. You don't. You just need to be able to see the top of it. That is knuckle, people.
You know what Okay, I'm going to tell you. I know we're going overtime a little bit. Well, I'll tell you a story. There's a guy in Manitoba.
Bonus coverage.
And he said, he pulled a Devin is what he did. Is he takes a Sharpie and he draws a line on that one of those creases on his knuckle.
Yeah, the joint there. Yep.
Yeah, and then he gets mad when it's covered. And I pulled him aside and I said, I don't need to be able to see your line. Like that can be covered. I just need to be able to see the knuckle itself. The little creases in there don't mean anything. So he'd be mad at me because he'd be slightly covered. But I mean, that's legal right there. What I'm showing, there's still knuckles showing. Yeah.
When you hear people saying knuckle, well,
I might just say fuck it, don't even cap, and we ain't got to worry about all that.
I just have a tiny thumb like I do, and then people have to grab you down here.
Yep. Well,
yeah.
I don't have that, unfortunately. So,
all right, guys, let's jump off. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will be back.
I'm not in a bad mood, by the way. I'm in a good mood.
Next week, even though we're going to focus on the 4-way and the results of it next week.
I quit.
See y'all.